Just out of curiosity, how long is it legitimate to complain about repeating mystery solutions? The last case of this book has a solution about gloves, which was previously used in Encyclopedia Brown, case 49. But that book was published 18 years before this book. Readers have probably forgotten about it at this point.
Argo Font Book Review, Argo Font Book Review.
Case 1. The Days are in a sailing competition against the Cushings. Somebody sabotaged the Days ship today. They first learned about it at the beauty parlor, where Mrs. Day was having her hair set. Mr. Day is blonde, and a blonde wig was found at the scene of the crime. The Cushings have red hair and no alibi. Who is the culprit? The Days are the culprits. Mrs. Day had her hair set, meaning she knew ahead of time she wouldn't be using the sailboat today. Nobody gets a fancy hairstyle right before sailing in heavy wind. So either she's guilty or stupid. Funny how often that applies to the culprits in this series. Case in point, Bugs Meany. He stole somebody else's contest entry again. This time, Bugs claims he was the victim. Somebody stole the entry from his right shirt pocket. Only he's not wearing a shirt with a pocket. What an idiot. How do you mess up your alibi when the alibi is the shirt I'm wearing right now? Anyway, what was Bugs's other mistake? Boys' shirts don't have right pockets. The pocket's always on the left. This is suspiciously similar to the police officers always wear badges on the left pocket solution from case 11-4. Survey says... Yeah, you can't expect kids to know that rule of boys' shirt fashion. 0 points. Case 3. Encyclopedia and Sally go to a party at the house next door the Bugs is. So, of course, he frames them for a crime. Bugs claims he was looking at the moon through his telescope and he saw them steal a bunch of tools. 2 hours later, the police arrived. They're usually much faster than that when they respond to Bugs's fake police reports. I don't know why. Every time he files a police report, it's fake. They should stop responding when he claims that Encyclopedia Brown just committed a crime. Anyway, Sally looks through the telescope and sees the moon. What is the mistake? I figured that the telescope would have to be refocused if Bugs went from looking at the moon to looking at the neighbor's shed. My solution was wrong. The real solution is that if the telescope hadn't been touched in 2 hours, the moon would no longer be in full view, it would have moved. Case 4. There is a family with 2 daughters named Adorabelle and Lulabelle. I wonder if they have a third sister named Sally Bell. Tyrone had Lulu write down a love letter, and part of it goes like this. I like to praise your beauty forever. I can't stop thinking you are the prettiest girl alive. When Adorabelle received the letter, she was furious. Why? Lulu added unnecessary periods in the letter. So she wrote, I'd like to praise your beauty forever. I can't. Stop thinking you are the prettiest girl alive. This is a cute solution, although I have a hard time believing she completely changed the meaning of the letter by accident. Sounds to me like she's trying to sabotage the relationship. Case 5. In a fishing competition, the culprit shows a picture of himself catching a fish. The picture shows the fish a foot above the water, its tail curved upwards, drops of water drip downward from the fish. Encyclopedia says it's a fake. Why? The water is falling straight downwards, whereas a thrashing fish would send water in all directions. Clearly, the culprit froze a fish in a fighting position, then took a picture of it as it was thawing out. I'm honestly surprised the judges didn't notice this themselves. Case 6. Encyclopedia goes to the fair. He arrives at the same time as Chuck, who is smoking a cigar with a lot of ash. Encyclopedia and Sally meet Lucy Phibbs, who has a pig in the pig races today. Lucy's pig loses the race because it stays behind in its chute instead of running. Encyclopedia inspects the chute. He sees a brown stain that smells like chocolate. What happened? The culprit put a cookie in the chute. The pig ate the cookie instead of racing. That part was easy to figure out. The other part is that Chuck did not just arrive at the fair, since his cigar had long ash, not short ash. Presumably he was at the fair earlier, sabotaging the race. I don't think it's fair to expect children to know the specifics about smoking cigars, since children don't smoke cigars, so half the solution is bad, it gets half a point. The sad part is, Chuck's pig still lost the competition, all that effort for nothing. Case 7. The library is having a vocabulary competition for kids with jobs. The three competitors are Mary the bookkeeper, Peggy the lawnmower, and Herb the newspaper delivery person. Oh, and there's Artie, who hires Encyclopedia to watch the competition. Encyclopedia and Sally feel bad because they're getting paid for nothing. Really, Encyclopedia? Every time there's a competition in this town, somebody cheats. You haven't figured that out by now? Artie wins first prize, which is a watch. The watch is broken, sadly. Artie mentions that everyone missed the final question, which is write a word with 3 double letters in a row. Who cheated? Mary cheated. She should know bookkeeper has 3 double letters in a row, because that's her job. So either she had a brain fart, or she lost on purpose, because she knew the first place prize was broken. So once again, culprit is either guilty or stupid. Case 8. Omar is growing a giant watermelon. The thief left behind a baseball book with chapters on everyone's favorite players. Encyclopedia says a simple test can prove which chapter the culprit was reading. What test? He holds the book upside down by the spine. The pages spread apart and they open on the chapter the culprit was reading. That's an easy way to figure out what part of a book has been read the most. Case 9. A culprit is flying kites in the clouds, which is dangerous because it might hit airplanes. Tessie has a kite that color, so our heroes visit Tessie's house. She files her nails and claims she just spent the last hour in a bubble bath. She's lying! Why? Nobody files their nails after getting them wet! I've never heard of that before, but then again, I've never filed my nails before either. I'm told you should always get a baby's nails wet right before cutting them. Does that count? Either way, this is a direct repeat of Case 14-5, where Helga drew attention to her nails while her fake alibi was, I was in water for the last hour. The solution to that case was her skin should still be wrinkled if she was in the water that long. Why is that not accepted as a solution for this case? The logic should still apply. Half a point. Case 10. Mr. Hayden is a retired circus owner. Somebody snuck into his house on a hot summer night and stole his valuable bookends. The suspects are Molly, the bareback rider, and Jack, the acrobat. The culprit left handprints on the ground. The culprit also stole cement and Molly's gloves. Who did it? Molly. Nobody wears gloves in the summer. She must have filled the gloves with cement and worn them as sandals in order to frame the acrobat. Okay, so that's it for this review. I give Encyclopedia Brown number 16, Encyclopedia Brown and the Case of the Mysterious Handprints, an 8 out of 10.